Women Up Radio, designed to facilitate women's empowerment, improve your career, develop your talents, incorporate your passions, achieve fulfillment and success.
Hello, this is Women Up Radio, supporting Empower Women. And today we're talking about innovation, entrepreneurship, career change, startups and crowdfunding. I'm joined in the studio by my guest, Mathilde Mirouze, who's the co-founder of 9H Vintage, a brand new watch company which she's launching by crowdfunding. This is a major career change for Mathilde, who was previously an intensive care nurse. So, welcome to the program, Mathilde.
Hello. Hi, Hannah.
So, Mathilde, I really love that you're a startup entrepreneur and that you've completely changed your career from being an intensive care nurse. I mean, what a difference, right? So tell us a little bit more about your career. How did you start as a nurse, and how have you managed with such a big change of direction?
So I started in 2013 after 3 years of study. And I wanted to be nurse to help people, and because this work is very multi-skilled, and you can be nursed in every kind of unit on all area. And change doesn't scare me, and it was for that. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's really impressive, because a lot of people worry about changing, and they're not quite sure how to change and what to change. But I'm impressed, particularly as you're still quite young. So normally it's more difficult to find the courage to do something like that. But anyway, I've got a strange question for you.
Yeah.
Can you see any similarities with the risks and the challenges and how you have to react if you think of intensive care nursing compared with starting a business?
Yeah, it's a good question. Not too strange. It's a good question. So, of course, when you start your business, you don't know what's happening. In intensive care units, it's the same thing. So you never know. Everything can be good, and one second later, it's a disaster. Yes. So you must be ready for anything. Yeah. So I think when you start your business, it's the same.
Yes. So you're lucky, in fact, that you've been in intensive care, so you can resist more easily to any of the problems and the dramas. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, maybe it was a training.
So what are the main steps that you need to think about when creating a startup?
I think that the main steps are you need to define your product, the way to sell it, and draw up a business plan and a timeline. A timing is a huge part of the project.
Yeah,
definitely you need to prepare all your parts, and of course you need a lot of energy. Yeah. So you need the fuel to grow your business. So
yeah. And how long do you think it takes to define those steps and to think about it? I mean, did it take you 6 months, a year, 2 months, 5 months? How long did it take you to think about all of that?
It can be different between two startups. So I wasn't alone. I was with a team. So we are the main idea in the same time. We are totally agree about all the things. So it was quick, like 3 months, I think.
Oh, but really?
Very, very quick. And
well done.
We are totally agree and full of energy, and it was the time. So
that's brilliant to hear. And so, what have you found are the biggest challenges?
be able to, for me, be able to realize my projects, even if it wasn't my study way. So I was a nurse, so it was not my job.
Yeah.
But I have surrounded myself with a right person, right friend for a good advice. For example, watch designer, friends in marketing, for the website, finance, law.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
I think you need to find a solution to your problem. And if you cannot fix it by yourself, someone will be able to fix it. So just ask to friends or...
Yes. Yeah. So yes, you can find the expertise you need in the people around you if you don't know it yourself. Yeah. Have you found much resistance to your idea? Well, one, because you're young, but also being a woman. Have you found any resistance because of either of those, or even both of those?
Honestly, not too much this time. But before to start my project, I was afraid because you have less than 6 years in a labor market. You are young. You are a woman.
Yeah.
It's your first time, and you're totally new in this way. So you have to prove yourself. You are not taken seriously. So yes, you have to really believe in your project, and sometimes it's hard.
Yes. With your particular project, because your project is making watches, but vintage watches completely manufactured in France, so really high quality. Have you found that has been a difficult idea? Has that been complicated, or have you found that people are really interested in that? So when you first talked to people about it, what response did you get?
Firstly, yes, they will questioning by the product.
Yeah.
And how can we make this with this best price, with a very best price, with high quality, of course.
Yeah.
After when we showed the product, there was amazing. Yeah. So good objective.
I mean, I presume with that, because it's a quality product, it's got to be expensive, as in you must need money for something like that. It's not like just an internet business with low expenses. And as a young entrepreneur, I'm sure that normally you don't have much capital to invest, because most young entrepreneurs don't have capital to invest in their projects. So I know you've been looking for crowdfunding. What made you decide to go for crowdfunding rather than the more traditional route of going for a bank loan?
Firstly, I wanted to try the crowdfunding way before traditional routes. And because actually it's crowdfunding, it's very popular in total expanding, and it's easy to create.
Yes.
To create behind the computer. It's totally different. So yeah, I wanted to try. Yeah.
Okay. And have you spoken to anybody about the traditional route, or did you just only consider crowdfunding?
Only crowdfunding. Honestly, I tried to do some research, but it was a huge work. So firstly, I wanted to try the crowdfunding.
Yeah, no, I understand. But I know this is quite a new way of getting financing. And I'm sure a lot of people don't really know much about it. I don't, for one. So tell us more about it, and how does it work?
Yes, crowdfunding is a process of raising money for a project online in small increments. So friends or family or maybe strangers can contribute smaller sums to help you reach your total goal. You have a goal, and some people can contribute to this.
Okay.
And sometime in exchange, donor or backers can receive something. It depends to the type of crowdfunding use.
Okay.
So for me, I use a Kickstarter platform.
Yes.
And I have to offer a reward.
Yeah.
It is a different reward according to the sums. So me, I choose to provide a watch.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's a good reward.
Yeah. And I mean, is this something that you do crowdfunding for the first production, and then after that you invest what you've earned, or do you continue with crowdfunding for a long time?
No. Honestly, is just for the first mass production, and after we will see. But I'm not sure for after. Just for now.
So tell me what I'm interested to know what your next steps will be for creating your successful business. But first, because no one really knows what you're doing other than I've said you're doing a vintage watch, tell me what the stages of your project have been so far. So the first idea was you create a watch. So then from having the idea, what did you then need to do?
My friend has an idea on also the design watch.
Yeah.
So it was easy because the design watch designing is a big part of the crate. After I try to find some supplier and negotiate with them to create a prototype.
Yes.
And after some prototype, it was okay.
Yeah.
So after we take a picture and we take a video for the promotional video.
Yes. Yeah.
And we launch also websites.
Yeah.
Made by me. So it was a big part.
Yeah.
And all social media also.
Yes.
Because you need, when you create your startup or a product, you need to prepare a lot of things before to launch that. Yeah.
Yes. So what will be your next steps? So to really make it successful, to make it a big, solid business, what are your next steps? And what do you need to think about for the future?
Yeah, I think there are lots of steps again. But first, I have to keep finding backers for my project on the crowdfunding platform, and keep the current one also, because it's important to keep the current one.
Yes.
I'll also daily feed the social media and continue the marketing strategies, because I need more and more backers and more people to follow all the social media and all the promotional video.
Yeah,
it's a big program. This is just a beginning.
Oh, but it sounds fabulous. It sounds great. So, do you have any tips for people who are listening who really dream of becoming an entrepreneur and starting a business? Have you got any tips or any strategies that you can share with them from your experience?
From my experience, one of the best things I've done to help me at the beginning is meet other people and other women entrepreneur and talk about business with them. This woman inspired me and gave me, I I gave me a powerful energy from their own experiences. So yes, it was very, very useful for me.
Oh, excellent. That's great. Well, thank you very much, Mathilde. I've really enjoyed talking to you, and I think you're very brave. I think it's a wonderful idea, and also that you agreed to do an interview about being an entrepreneur in English as well.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Really?
It was not really easy for me.
It shows your entrepreneurial spirit. So for the listeners, I'm sure what you would like is for them to visit your website, to follow your social media. So I will include on the web page all the links to everyone, and I'd ask everybody if you can follow Mathilde on Twitter, on Facebook, visit her Kickstarter page, things like that, to learn more about the project, because young entrepreneurs need support, and it is so nice to see people having ideas, being creative, and getting out there and doing something. So I hope you'll all support her along with me. And really, congratulations to you and your team for having this idea and for having the courage to do it. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, Anna. And it's a shared pleasure. And I hope my story helps other women to start new projects.